Hot Chelle Rae has been around for almost 8 years now, and they've celebrated many musical achievements. Their hit single, Tonight Tonight, cracked the top 10 in countries across the globe and was certified double platinum here in the States. And now they're gearing up for next week's release of their latest single, Hung Up, which could be their biggest song yet. So joining me now in studio, we've got Hot Chelle Rae's lead singer, Ryan Folse, and guitarist, Nash Overstreet. So hello, gentlemen.
Hello, hello.
Thank you so much for being here.
Of course, we're happy to be here.
Let's start with this new single that you have coming up. Is there a little sexual innuendo in calling it Hung Up?
I mean, you tell me.
We would never have sexual innuendo involved with anything we do. Or we might, I don't know. You have to figure it out.
What is the message of the song? Let's put it that way.
You know, the message, it's kind of obvious, but for us, we just kind of wanted to write a creative song that was, upbeat and still sounded like us, and was a little bit more, racy than something we would typically do. And we have lots of songs about partying and lots of songs, about love and stuff like that. And this is about new love, and that's, it's especially when we're going into spring and summer. It's that feeling's in the air, so we kind of wanted to put out something that was kind of geared around that.
And is this a conscious decision to move into a little more racy area? Are you trying to revamp the image?
Yeah, our fans have asked us via Twitter and media, however, what the new stuff is going to be like and what it was going to sound like right before we put out Hung Up. And my response to one of them was, we're going to be us, 100%, but it's like Mercedes. There's always the next year's model. So as we grow and we travel more and we live more, we're going to, kind of grow and push boundaries and change a little bit. But if you like us, you're always going to like us.
Okay, I think that's fair enough. That's a good characterization. But you're working with some of the same production crew, right? Some of the same people that were involved with some of the other hits?
Yeah. We once you find, you work with so many different people in the music industry, and when you find someone that you really, really click with, or, that you're all on the same wavelength, and you kind of, you just start to feed off each other, and it becomes this natural thing, and you don't want to lose that. And, it's fun to work with new people, but we had such a wonderful experience on our last album working with, these people that we wanted to work with them again, so.
And, I think that a lot of the time these days, too, producers play a very large role in the industry,
yes.
right? Sometimes artists don't even take part in writing their own music. I mean, how important is that to you to have yourself inserted into the creative process? It's
obvious if we're not inserted in the creative process. I think if you heard a song that we weren't a part of, you would be able to tell.
I think we've grown up in the music industry and been around it for so long that we kind of got to see the old way of doing things. When we were 5 or 6 years old, how producers were then, and now producers are such a main part of the songwriting process. So we've kind of, changed the way we work and learned so many new ways to write and produce songs from people we get to work with. And it's been a blast getting to, jump in with this person we've never met before and then go write with these people that we've written for and with for the past 5 or 6 years.
It's like family, just going back to it,
That's
right?
exactly right. That's how it feels.
So when's your new album coming out?
We don't know yet.
Give us a little hint.
I know. I wish I could give you a hint.
Everyone gets to say that. We don't know.
Well, we don't. It's kind of weird. When you're doing this process, it's not really just writing songs. It's more creating individual pieces of art that you're connected to. And in order to put out an album, you have to connect to every single thing that you put on it. So we're just not there yet. We haven't decided.
Do you know how many songs you've recorded thus far? Sometimes you talk to musicians and they're like, we've got 80 that are in the can and we're still making it.
We definitely did a tally the other day, and songs that we actually like, we have probably 20 to 25 done. We've probably written, 50 or 60, and we love a handful of them. So we want an album and a half of stuff that we absolutely love and that we hate to take one of them off the album. And it's going to, be the typical painful pick your favorite child thing, but it always makes for the best product.
Ouch. Just don't let the children know, right?
I know.
What about influences? I mean, both of you, your parents are from Nashville, or your fathers are musicians. You're not exactly a country band,
No.
but is that somewhere in your roots?
The art of songwriting growing up in Nashville is definitely in our roots. We grew up, with the country music ingrained in us, and country music is really, really good at telling a story. And pop is we try to do that in pop songs, which is like, okay, well, we got to at least say something, but we also got to make it hooky and fun and, us. So, I think it's definitely ingrained in the way that I write. I know it's in his writing style, too. It's in all of ours.
And how do your parents feel about your music, too? I mean, do they discuss it with you openly?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Actually, we were talking to my dad this morning and, discussing the new single that we put out, and, he was just stoked on it. He was really happy and excited for us. And it's cool because you can share that mutual respect with your parents when they do the same thing that you do. You know, whether it's in country music or pop music, he gets writing a song and releasing a song and watching it go on the charts and seeing fans' reactions. So it's cool to have that moment.
Does it give you pointers ever?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, don't sign this contract, sign this one.
Yeah.
This will be really bad in 5 years. Kind of like a lot of heads-ups happen.
All right, well, that's smart there, right? The parents, they probably can't help themselves. They have to manage a little bit.
No, they can't help themselves, but the good news is all of our parents, like, unanimously were like, Hung Up is definitely the one. Like, we really, like, that's the one that they love the most. So, you know, having your parents' seal of approval is always a wonderful thing going forward.
Of course. Well, if you have the fan seal of approval as well, we have some people that are waiting to talk to you in our Google Hangout.
All right.
We've got Jennifer Collins, who is in Holmdel, New Jersey, and Amy Stowers, who's in Toccoa, Georgia, and Michelle Bomaval, who's in New York City. So, hello, ladies. Thank you for joining us. And Jennifer, why don't we start out with you? Is there anything that you want to say or any questions that you have?
Sure. Hi, guys. We love Hung Up. We're so excited for the new album. Can we expect any collaborations with other artists or producers on this album?
Wow. We are glad you like Hung Up, first of all.
Thank you.
The album, we're working really hard at it. And once we kind of finish everything and get all the songs chosen for it, is probably when we'll know who and, you know, what songs we're going to collaborate on. So until then, we are keeping all of our secrets right here.
The most important thing for collaborations is on our last album, whatever, you know, we knew Demi, she was a friend of ours, the New Boys were friends of ours, B Major was a friend of ours. Whatever we do, we want it to be someone that's, you know, near and dear to our hearts and that we actually know, and it's something organic.
Okay,
but
awesome.
we'll keep
Thank
you posted.
Amy, what about you?
I was just wondering what it's like to perform in front of so many screaming fans all the time.
It is one of the coolest things that you can ever imagine doing. I mean, it's like whatever the biggest rush is, whether it's skydiving, which I haven't done yet, but, you know, that or like cliff jumping or, you know, going up and like he just got to take the reins on an airplane recently. There's all kinds of rushes you get, but walking on stage and hearing a stadium of people screaming is one of the coolest things we've ever gotten to experience.
It's something that you absolutely never get used to.
Is that ever distracting?
It's exciting. It's not distracting. It's really, I don't know, it's very energizing to know that you're going to get that feeling every single time that you step out on a stage. And it's always going to be different. Like, there will never be two shows that are alike. And that's what's awesome.
Well, and we need distraction. If we start thinking about anything on stage, that's when we mess up. As long as we go into, like, second nature autopilot mode, we don't know what we're singing or what we're playing, but we always end up not messing up.
Okay.
So it's the fans that keep us distracted
That's
enough
fair
to
enough.
get a good
Well,
yes.
I mean, I'm assuming the fans keep you distracted off stage too, right? A lot of your songs are about partying. Be honest. Do you have any crazy stories?
Sometimes. Well, I mean, yeah, there's lots of crazy stories. I think one of the cooler stories is that the music video for I Like It Like That was basically us hearing the song back for the first time and being so excited about it that one of our managers pulled out a camera and started filming. And then when he started filming it, we were like, you know what? We really want to show fans like what it's like to be on a bus and like to, you know, kind of be in a day in this lifestyle. And then the New Boys showed up one night for that party, and things got kind of crazy on the bus. And that's kind of like, you know, that was one of the crazy parties.
Probably like 35 people up on the bus for a impromptu dance party. So it was a good time for sure. But we're always in a different city, in a different country, and we always love going out in places like Tokyo and Australia and South America and trying to experience what we can that we can't get, you know, where we're from in Nashville or when we're in LA or New York. And, you know, get kind of a new paradigm on everything from
Any favorite countries, favorite stops so far?
We have had some amazing, amazing experiences. There are definitely some top ones. We went to Australia twice last year, and Australia is unbelievable. We are in love with Japan. South America, we finally got to play for the first time, and it was just absolutely, it was way, way crazier than I thought it was going to be. And I mean, there's not a country that I could pick as a favorite.
Yeah.
There's an amazing world out there, right?
It's unbelievable. Yeah, I'm constantly floored.
When we got into Rio, I actually did not sleep. We went to the hotel. I stayed up because it was just late enough to see the sun like starting to rise after getting through customs. And I just watched the sun come up for probably like 3 or 4 hours until it was, you know, actually warm enough to walk around on the beach and stuff like that. And it was incredible. So we really want to get to so many of these places as much as possible and, you know, get some days off there to actually really experience them.
Can't say that I blame you at all. Michelle, I apologize. I don't want you to think that we've been ignoring you or have forgotten, about you at all here. Anything that you'd like to ask?
Yeah, well, first of all, I'm really happy to see you guys again because I haven't seen you in a while.
Oh, I recognize you. How are you?
I'm great. And so, like, you guys every day have been tweeting your favorite hung up covers and stuff.
Yes.
Like, what have been some of your favorites?
Well, I think, did you make the sign language one?
I did, yes.
Yeah, yours was amazing. I saw that one. That one was incredible.
There was a stop motion one that there was a guy who wrote all kinds of words on his hands.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
There's been one where someone did a stop motion one that where they took letters from alphabet soup and put each of the lyrics to the song on a spoon, and that looked like it took a long time and was very, very cool. Yeah. But I think this has been like the most creative round of videos we've seen on any single we put out, especially the sign language one. That was so cool. I've never seen that done.
Thank you.
Good. Now you're getting some props. I mean, it's great that you guys, are so interactive too with your fans. You recognize your fans. I think that's lovely for anyone to see. But I'm telling you that our comments section is just going crazy right now because
they're going crazy.
Obviously, a lot of people tuned in.
All right.
That love you, and so this is just one out of like 50 of these from Mrs. Lizzie Folies, who says, "Ryan, will you marry me?"
I've had a few marriage requests lately.
Yes,
I think it would be rude to say no, so yes.
What's that like, though, right? I mean, let's be honest. You have girls throwing themselves at you all the time asking for your hand in marriage.
I didn't know so many young girls want to get married that early.
They haven't been married.
It's surprising.
I don't think they want to get married yet, but it's something that all girls dream about.
Yeah, you're putting words in their mouth now. You might need to ask them that before you say that.
I'm sorry, Lizzie.
They're like, no, in an hour I would like to get married.
Maybe I took it out of context. And hold on, I've got another one that our producer just sent along to me too. From Kylie027, she says, "I wish I could live in his hair."
Whose hair?
I'm not sure which hair she's referring to. Both of you have a lot of,
She can have
stuff going on.
She can have a space between them, like right here.
That's fine. She can do that, but I'm gonna need to know about it.
I need to know about
If you're just
the hair.
brushing your hair one day and it gets a little bit clogged up, it's not gonna be good.
Has it ever veered towards, have you ever had moments where fans have kind of scared you a little bit, creeped you out, where you had to get a restraining order against somebody?
Brazil was probably one of the most, not scary, but most, rowdy groups of fans that I've ever seen. I mean, they had them barricaded off at the hotel that we were all staying at, and it was really pretty intense. It was, you had to have a security with you and the whole thing.
The Netherlands as well was really, I mean, we love it because, it's our fans, so they're excited, we're excited, it's cool, but you also know that you can't safely walk into the crowd without getting a couple things ripped off of you, whether it's clothes or necklaces or bracelets.
If we could, we'd give them a giant bear hug, but it's not always possible.
Oh, rabid music fans. But we have to wrap it up here in a moment. But Jennifer, do you have any more questions?
I would just like to ask, what is different about this album than the last two? Is there any new music, new lyrics, or what have you guys evolved on music-wise?
Well, they're all new songs. All new lyrics and music. But we're writing about things that we've done. There's a couple different songs that talk about, our times that we've had in new places that we didn't visit before the last album. And, being out on tour with Taylor Swift and Demi Lovato this last year, we got to go all around the States, around Australia, Japan, New Zealand, like we talked about earlier. Went to Malaysia for the first time. So there's all kinds of different things that we've gotten to do that are put into our songs and into the music. And, there's new stuff we're messing around with and kind of seeing what 2013 brings us.
Our album, Whatever, took us around the world twice last year, and a lot happens when you go around the world twice. So it's been really, really challenging to try to get all these experiences into songs. There's just so much going on. And, it's gonna be a little bit of a departure, but in a good way. It's really gonna be fun and exciting, and I think you guys are gonna love it.
So fun and exciting, but you won't give us any details. You won't tell us when the album's coming out. You won't tell us what it's going to be called.
Look, everybody wanted to know. Everybody wanted to know if Hung Up or whatever the new single was going to be called when it came out was going to be something they liked. We put it out. Everyone's had a great response so far, so we're just going to keep doing that. As long as they're happy and we're happy.
We're
good.
experimenting
Fair
with
enough.
pieces of music. So there's like, there's some stuff's a little throwback, some of it is a little more dancey, some of it's a little more racy. It's like, we're trying to just, capture those experiences and put them into songs. And
I have to call you out. I'm sorry. You played one instrument that was pretty unique on the last album.
I did.
The kazoo.
I played the kazoo.
Should we have him play some weird instrument on this album? Should we just
What instrument would you like to hear
vote on
me
this,
play
right?
on this album?
Yeah,
If you had to choose one.
Has to be weird.
Really quickly, any instrument girls would like to hear?
The kazoo.
Oh, okay. Just
All
repeat.
right, we want a kazoo round
Again,
2. All
every
right,
time we
gentlemen.
do it.
I have to wrap it up, but Jennifer, Amy, and Michelle, first I want to thank all 3 of you for being here and for asking some questions and joining us. And gentlemen, thanks so much for being here. It's been,
Of course.
Yeah,
it's been a pleasure. The single's out next week.
Yep, it'll be out on the
And
12th.
give us more details next time, okay?
Of course, we'll come with more.
All right, thanks.